morning, everyone. So the topic of conversation today is connection, plan, and anxiety. So what does it mean, the word connection? Connection means to make sure that parents, professionals, doctors, pediatricians, teachers create the right environment through connection and through the same plan. I think that we're all so focused on my child needs to speak. My child has to speak. And yes, of course, we want the child to communicate, but we cannot communicate if we don't create the connection. And this is the very first piece of the puzzle that I would like to introduce. And it's through connection that actually the child starts lowering down the feeling of expectations, and actually they're starting to think, oh gosh, talking is really hard. Now I talk about children because I see a lot of them, but actually I have started to work with lots of teenagers and young adults. Because, there are some people, they're starting to say, do you know what? I have noticed that I don't speak when I'm outside. So as you know, and I'm sure that will not come as a surprise, selective mutism is a social anxiety. It's to do with, will I be able to talk? Will that person ask me a lot of questions? Will they like what I've got to say? Oh, will they like my voice? So, there is everything that is going on. And because your child or you as an adult, you're actually, you've got this phobia, you know what? It doesn't make any sense. Is there any sense of me being scared going up a ladder? Like 3, 4, 5 steps? Yeah, okay, I can fall, but I'm not going to die. But my mind is racing and my mind is thinking, oh, Anna, that's awful. So here it is again, the word connection. I need to create a connection between myself and my brain and trying to understand what's going on between the brain and how we feel. Connection is done through games, is done through fun, lowering questions. Connection means that the child is starting to trust you. So anxiety plays loads of tricks. It plays tricks on our body and it plays tricks on our mind, triggering the amygdalas and constantly saying to us, you're going to be scared, you're going to be scared. So I am going to be making loads of more videos, both for adults as an information. I actually discovered the other day, dun, 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 drum roll, I am an infopreneur. Did you know that? That means that sounds, so I'm not an intrapreneur, I'm an infopreneur because I like to share information and I like, to inform people, about selective mutism. I quite like that name, an infopreneur. Ooh. That is my walk of fame. One of the things that a lot of teachers and learning supports, even adults, they say to me, but how can we get the child to talk? And actually I say, well, there are 2 steps. The first one is observe. Where and when and how is the child communicating? And the fourth and most important one is we need to create the connection. That could be, for example, giving the child a little job. Let's do things together. Commenting on what you are doing. So the connection is through you talking to the child, but also creating the pause. So if, for example, let's say, I've just picked up one of those, which are the story cubes. It's, I don't know if you know them. So I use them for children that they're in this ladder of communication. There are, I would say, maybe level 6, so they can, name things. So those cubes are really, really cute. So I'm taking them in my hand, and can you see them? They've got little things. So as the child is rolling 1 or 2 or 3 dice, or however how many dice is, I would just say, oh, I see you roll the child pressing the button. That's an interesting one. So you're actually talking to yourself. The same can be said with loads of other games. I have so many games where, as the adult, we are commenting instead of bombarding the child with a lot of information. Once we have the trust, it's incredible what we see. That actually is to be said even with adults. With selective mutism, they need to trust. They need to trust you as a therapist instead of thinking, oh, do you know what? I think that Anna just wants me to talk. But actually, I'm here to inform. So, what does it mean to plan? Plan, again, is done through following those 3 steps that I said earlier. Is where is the child talking? How is the child talking? And who with the child is talking to. Now, also through plan is understanding the child's level of anxiety, or the sufferer of selective mutism level of anxiety. What is my plan? So we talked about being detective. We talked about observing. So as professional, we observe the parent and the child playing together. We also go into nurseries, kindergarten, schools, high schools, place of work, to really observe the child's demeanor, how the child is actually managing. Through observation, how does the child communicate when there is one adult around, when there are only children around? Those are fundamental things that really gives us a lot of ideas. So I would like to thank you so much for being here. I hope that the word connection and plan makes sense in terms of linking it up with anxiety. Any questions? Pop them below and I will answer them when I can.